Welcome all you lads and lasses and non-binary classes to my channel. I'm Evelyn Kirby, and today we are reading something from a subreddit that I frequent quite often to remind myself that there is always someone worse. Am I the asshole? If you have ever worked a customer service related job, you know the ups and downs of customers, especially the overly irate ones. The ones that no matter what you do, it will never be enough. The ones that just seem to exist in a constant state of displeasure. Well, I have a story today that seems to be the manifestation of every CSR's intrusive, yet imaginative way of dealing with these ill-tempered individuals. Am I the asshole for pretending to get fired when customers get a temper with me? I am a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My co-workers who work weekends are James, he's the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but it's not a real formal thing. He's a friendly guy. There's Danielle, a college student who sometimes works weekends too. So, sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about such little stuff. Like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already and looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. Like, how sad do you have to be a grown-ass man taking your anger out on a high school and college kid? Honestly, this right here, it's something that I've always said because it boggles my ever-loving mind that they think that it's okay to verbally abuse minors on their power trips. Do they just feel better about themselves? Like, I really put that Brit in their place today, Herder. It's complete asinine, honestly. So, James and I were joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off our backs. So one day I was at work and some guy was having a temper about how we don't make the coffee hot enough, which I couldn't do anything about because I gave it to him right out of the machine. So James came in and was like, "Sir, is there a problem here?" And the guy started ranting at him too. So he's just like, "OP, this is unacceptable. You're fired." I started acting real sad, like, "No, please don't fire me. My family needs the money. I need this job. Please." And he played up being a hard ass, telling me to take off my apron and leave. The angry guy just started to backtrack like, "It isn't that big of a deal. You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it." And James was like, "No, we pride ourselves on the best customer service." What's this? The consequences of my actions? Of course, after all the drama, I still had my job. We were just acting. And we've done it a couple of times. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will storm in and fire us. And almost every time, the person who had come in angry will apologize and say they didn't mean it. It's kind of satisfying, making people realize their actions might actually have consequences. Anyway, I was telling my friends from school about this and a few of them thought it was a mean prank. To let someone go away thinking they'd gotten someone who desperately needs the money fired. Am I the asshole for this joke? OP, I don't believe that you are the asshole in this scenario. And honestly, I think your friend's sense of humor just may not be the same. Hopefully, it's a valuable lesson learned for those that are terrible customers. Maybe they will go away with the guilt of having made someone lose their job and will, I don't know, treat people like people? Anyways, let's go to the comments for some responses. Not the asshole. That's a perfect way of dealing with hostile customers. Agreed. Not the asshole. I think it's hilarious and maybe it'll teach some people a lesson about controlling their Agreed. Not the asshole. Customers can be Usually people are pretty respectful and reasonable, even when they have a legit complaint. But every now and then there's the one guy or gal that comes in and just can't be made happy. They're the worst. I've taken the approach of killing with kindness and being sarcastically polite. "Oh, okay, sir. I can microwave your coffee for you. Would you like 2 minutes or 5? It's fun. Usually pisses them off more than normal, but they can't do anything because you're not saying anything wrong. I'm curious how the customer acts when they come in the next day or following week and you're still behind the counter. You know, I was just thinking about that. Maybe it would let the guilt finally fall off their shoulders because the last time they saw you, they made you lose your job. Or it could completely undo the conditioning. Let's hope it's the former rather than the latter." Well, I believe that's all I've got for today. But if you would, please share a story in the comments if you've ever experienced something similar in the line of customer service. I think it's awesome when people share things, because at the end of the day, it brings us all a little closer together and shows we really aren't all that different. See you next week. Evelyn Kirby, signing off.